So let's do this. David Woods, and if you've been wondering, how do I address some of the conspiracies that Conspiracy has been kicking out there? David Woods and Apostate Prophet they dissected masterfully, and I think is really good. So let's go ahead and talk about it.
Screaming lady? Yeah, I have heard of her. The one who screams about Jews all the time for some reason.
Yeah,
Says something about Jews all the time.
It was really funny because she's flipping out on Jews, flipping out on Jews, flipping out on Jews, flipping out on Jews, flipping out on.
Real quick, I want to make sure green hearts in the chat that you can hear, because I know on my end it's a little bit low. So green hearts in the chat that you can hear, and make sure that we got that good audio for y'all. Well, Sean, I'm glad. Hey, I've always enjoyed their conversations, so this is a good one. Thank you, Beauty for Ashes. All right, so we got some audio. We got audio clearance, Jason. Let's go.
The screaming lady? Yeah, I have heard of her. The one who screams about Jews all the time for some reason.
Yeah,
Says something about Jews all the time.
It was really funny because she's flipping out on Jews, 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 and flipping out on Jews, and then a Messianic Jewish rabbi in Rhode Island. And you just when I mentioned to you who it was, you said you follow him on Twitter, you're familiar with him or something like that?
Yeah, I've heard of him in the past, and I've interacted with him on occasion. He follows me, I follow him, but I don't know much about him. Yeah.
So he told her, and we'll check out the tweets, but he told her, it was actually funny. He said it to her and to Dan Bilzerian. Basically, and we'll read the tweet, but it's basically, be careful, complaining too much about Jews, because everyone's going to bow down to a Jew one day. Yeshua, the Messiah, right? And Dan Bilzerian did not take kindly to that, nor did Candace Owens. She called him satanic. And and when it's pointed out to her, Candace, this guy believes in Jesus. He believes in Jesus. She said it's basically a big deception. It's Jews trying to trick and deceive Christians into being more friendly with Jews. So
I want to stop real quick because I've said this before, and I will not stop saying it. Candace Owens has Dunning-Kruger effect on steroids. She talks about things that she doesn't know, and she doesn't have the temerity to say, "Oh, my bad, I didn't know that," or to say, "Hey, I don't know anything about this. Let me be quiet." So she's telling somebody who's a Messianic Jew, which just means that they're a cultural Jew who has accepted Christ, and they are Christian, and they're Christian, that they are satanic. And because she doesn't know, because she does not know, she's only met, again, cultural Jews. She didn't know that there's any kind of categories and stuff like that. Should they be called Messianic Jews? Maybe we could have that discussion. But why don't they just call themselves Christian? Okay, we can have that discussion. But we can't say that they are satanic or that there's something else, because they actually are trusting and putting their faith in Christ. So again, this is just another example of Conspiracy just talking out the side of her ear. She has no idea what she's talking about and putting her foot in her mouth. And there's actually going to be better. Let's go.
This is very apparently all Messianic Jews are just another infiltration of Israel. It's a big deception. It's another conspiracy, according to Candace Owens. Fun stuff.
This is so funny, man. Oh yeah, this happened while I was somewhere else. I didn't really pay attention to it, but it's just one of those instances again where my impression of this, of what you have talked about so far.
Let us pause for a second. Her name is no longer Candace. Her name is Conspiracy. So please make sure that when you type it, you type Conspiracy, because that's all she does is just spew and spouts conspiracies. So she's Conspiracy. So yes, Honey Bun Empress, her name is Conspiracy. And I don't know how to spell it, so feel free. There's no right or wrong way to spell it. spell check is going to go crazy anyway. So anyway, conspiracy she is.
Is that she probably had no idea about Messianic Jews. And she encounters one, then makes a blunder, and then instead of admitting, oh, well, okay, I was wrong, she then justifies her dumb behavior and doubles down with stupidity and insanity. That's how she does things all the time. Which makes me think, I don't know why and how she ever became a famous commentator.
And we're not going to go through the responses because there's too much really, really nasty stuff. But as soon as she's like, nope, this is a deception, that's when, yes, we will not follow your synagogue of Satan, you Jew trying to deceive us. Talking to a Messianic Jew. These are Jews who defend Jesus as the Messiah, and they're just he's getting blasted over by Candace fans because she said it's actually his satanic deception trying to dupe people into liking Jews. And it's seriously messed up. Like you shouldn't be hating people like this to begin with, but I mean, to sit there and be like, oh yeah, I'm a Christian, that's why I'm against these guys, and say, oh yeah, I believe in Jesus too. No, you don't, stop it, you're a satanic deceiver. Pretty creepy. And then, all the nasty comments.
Real quick, shout out. Truth Seeker said this. Truth Seeker said that nobody is willing to deal with her issues. I've noticed, not heard one critic deal with her arguments. They all just shame her. That's not true. I literally dealt with the argument of saying that there's a trap door and the secret tunnels. I did that yesterday. I've talked about the fallacy of her dying sister theory. If you would like Truth Seeker, I'm making it plain. You're welcome to come on tonight and you can set me straight. Because I believe in dialogue. Got to make sure I do that. So you're welcome to come on and you can set me straight. Because I know good and well, as sure as my name is Jason, I've dealt with her problems. I make fun of her silly conspiracies, but I don't talk about her very badly. Trust me, there's far worse people out there saying far worse stuff. So what about that? Will you be coming on? I will gladly change around the rest of the evening to have you come on, Truth Seeker. All right, let's go. Let us finish this up. Let's go. And Truth Seeker, let me know now, because you are welcome. I'm gonna drop the link for you.
Pretty bad. I will leave it up to everyone else to go check those out on your own, because it's pretty disgusting and terrible and horrible and awful. But let's just recap in case people haven't been paying attention to Candace Owens' dissent over the past several years. Here's the issue, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you have people, Candace is in this category, Tucker's in this category. I know other people who are in this category who, if they're working as part of a group or they're working for an organization where they're under some sort of authority, then they can kind of keep the crazy in check. And they can control the crazy. And they do that for years, but as they get more and more popular, they think they can let a little more of the crazy out. Eventually, organizations cut ties with them or groups cut ties with them and so on. And then they're kind of on their own to do their own thing because they're popular enough to just go on their own. And then they have nothing holding the crazy back anymore. And they just get worse and worse and worse and more deranged.
That will explain why. Everybody keeps saying that after she left the Daily Wire, was it the Daily Wire? Wherever she left before she got married, a lot of people pointed out once Candace Owens got married and she transitioned, I don't know if it was from the Daily Wire to the Blaze or Blaze of Day, whatever she was leaving from when she got married and moved to another, that's when she started to really start, the wheels on the bus started coming off. And of course, once she left from the most recent position, that's when the wheels on the bus came completely off. That makes sense because think about it. all of this stuff that she's been doing. Remember when she was at TPUSA, she wasn't behaving like that. Why? Because she was around people that could hold her accountable. But as she slowly but surely was around fewer and fewer people, and then on her own, it's off to the races. Okay, let's go.
But here we have Candace Owens in a famous little clip. But check this out.
Do you think it's normal, by the way, that basically every person who speaks about Israel has to basically say a statement that's like, you know, I don't want to get killed? like literally, you know, speaking about it, people are like, Candace, beef up your security. That's not normal. Like, excuse my language, but like,
you see how like unhinged she just seems? Is it normal that everyone talks about Israel has to say, please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me?
I have to say one thing. Let's be very, very freaking serious here.
I want you to pay attention. Please get your notes out. I'm not being funny. Apostate Prophet is going to drop $25 worth of knowledge right here that I had never even thought of. I had never thought about it. The whole argument of the Jews are going to kill me argument. So this goes in the face of whether or not the Jews killed Charlie Kirk. Okay, please pay attention. This is a good rebuttal to that. And I was like, yo, I had never thought about that, because we're only thinking in our silos of the United States. But he is about to take you to the Far East, the Middle East, and see how that plays out. Okay, here it comes.
I have to say one thing. Let's be very, very freaking serious here. David and I, and many others who have spoken against Islam and all of that, we are actually in danger of being attacked and having our lives taken, okay? Somebody who speaks against Israel is in no danger at all. No danger at all. You don't have to be, take sides or deny anything or anything. I mean, just look out into the world. Right now, it is the popular thing to do. So many people out there, whether they are known or or not known, well known or less known, people can talk all kinds of trash about Israel. They can make conspiracy theories. They can invent lies about Israel. They can speak truth about Israel. Whatever it is, nothing happens to anybody. In fact, what's so funny about this, what is so incredibly funny about this, is people accuse Israel, for example, of being this apartheid state and this oppressive, fascist government and all that, right? Israel is full of organizations and people that are inside Israel, that are officially registered organizations and well-known people who are anti-Israel, including, but not limited to, Jewish people, Israeli secular people, Muslims, and so on. You have entire organizations whose entire goal it is to everyday bash Israel, and they are in Israel and they are operating freely without any problems at all. You have individuals within Israel that are academics whose focus has been for decades now to be explicitly anti-Zionist and explicitly against the existence of Israel and against Israeli policies altogether. Nothing ever happens to any of these people. They don't fear for their safety at all. They teach at universities, they work in the media, and so on. So for somebody to actually come along and say, oh, you have to be careful what you say about Israel. They could come and kill you. You have to be stupid and insane.
Yeah, and it's the same people who also say, why aren't we allowed to talk about Israel, when them and all their buddies and millions of other people spend all day, every day, talking about Israel, and they're not stopped? This is just weird. Yeah, so AP.
Okay, so I just wanted to let Apostate Prophet tease that out. Like, hold on, wait. There are people in Israel, in this country of Israel, that talk mad reckless about Israel inside the country, and they're safe. So you want me to believe that some a white guy in Utah, at the University of Utah, changing his position about how Israel moves politically, they're going to go ahead and put his head to bed, but they don't put people in their own neighborhoods? I'm sorry, sir, ma'am, that don't make any sense.
If Mossad actually wanted to take out people who criticize Israel, how difficult would it be to take out Candace Owens, Suleiman, what's his name? Suleiman what?
Suleiman Ahmed. Yeah.
Suleiman Ahmed, Syrian girl, who else? That Lupus, Dr. Lupus something, Dan
Jake
Bilzerian,
Yeah.
Jake Shields.
I must say, in Israel's defense, in the Mossad's defense, if I was Mossad and if I was Israel, I would not take these people out. In fact, I would make them more famous because, I mean, they're doing a fantastic job just lowering the collective IQ of anti-Israel people. So, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So all these people who are screaming, "Oh, we have to live in a constant state of fear." Nick Fuentes, Andrew Tate. We can't even talk about the Jews. They're about to come and get us. And they speak freely all day, every day, and nothing happens to them. Now, guys, keep in mind, if you are plotting the destruction of Israel via various attacks or rockets, then that's a different story. You might want to seriously watch your back. But the people who just run their mouths and yet act like they're in constant danger of getting massacred, my goodness, grow up. But here we have Candace Owens, definitely not unhinged and insane at all.
That is not normal, okay? It's not normal that people have to think about their security because, and by the way, it's not normal that then the way that you get comfortable with it is you're like, well, you know, they shot JFK in an open car, so there's not, I mean, he's a sitting president. I mean, obviously my security doesn't really matter if they want me to.
What's the powerful evidence that they shot JFK?
We actually have all the documents released, and there is not a single shred of evidence that it is in any way tied to Israel. There is only one thing where apparently some anonymous source, in an extremely unreliable way, is caught in communications to say something like the Jews gave us money to kill him or something like that. But it's like complete nonsensical. It doesn't lead anywhere. It is just a communication that is. Has no further lead at all, and doesn't get anywhere. It is very much according to the files released by the government, concluded that it was a lone guy who possibly acted on behalf of the Soviet Union, but most likely also did not, and so on. So there is literally no ties at all to Israel. On the contrary, Israel is mentioned several times in the documents, only as a partner in the investigations, helping the CIA track evidence and all that.
So you're admitting that they're mentioned. That's enough for Candace. That's enough for Candace.
That's actually what they did. They actually took sections where Israel is mentioned, like, look, we told you it was Israel. Why is Israel mentioned here? Mm-hmm. Israel is mentioned here as a collaborator in your
You see, a collaborator! You see, AP admits Israel collaborated. But by the way, I mean, think about how, and anyone can do this, ladies and gentlemen. You need to be on guard against it. But she can have Andrew Tate, who bragged for years about all the stuff he was doing that meets the requirements for sex trafficking and so on, and interview him, and he's innocent. He's totally innocent. He's totally innocent.
I'm gonna jump in here too, because that conversation comes up when they're discussing what's going on with the Macrons. A lot of people are like, oh, she's going to expose these PDF files and all these terrible, bad people that are doing all these horrible things in the dark. I'm like, well, what about the stuff that's on her husband's best friend's phone? Like, her husband's best friend is Andrew Tate. Like, what about him? If you're so concerned about it, start with that dude right there. But you don't do that. And then I've said it before, if you're so concerned about it, the Catholic Church is not without error, but you busy worrying about what's going on in France. You have no connection with it. Why not start closer to home? And what about America First for you, Candace? But she doesn't, and I don't think she really cares. I think she finds something that she can run with, and she feels like she can get away with without getting a lot of pushback, aka the French. I don't think the French are going to sue me. I'm going to talk trash to them. Oh, shoot, they are suing me. Like, that's all it is. That's all it is. Okay, let's finish this up, Jason. Let's go. Shout out to the best live chat on the internet.
Tons of witnesses. And endless videos of him bragging about it and even teaching an entire course on how to traffic women in this way. And nope, he's totally innocent. But no evidence of any Israeli involvement in the assassination of JFK. But the reasoning is basically JFK was going to tick them off. And so obviously it was the Jews. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting lady.
And by the way, JFK was a Zionist. So he literally attended a Zionist conference.
Oh, there you go.
To give a speech. And also regularly worked with Zionists.
Did JFK agree with all Jews on everything?
No.
Well, there you go, AP. There you go. Means, motive, opportunity. That's enough for a conviction in Candace's brain.
Oh.
That's not a normal thought process to have. We don't have
Candace
that about
Owens
any other
lecturing
country
us
in
on
the
normal
world,
thought processes.
except for the one that, took over ours. And that's the truth, okay? We are an occupied nation.
We're occupied
and
by Israel.
If it's going to take women having to speak up and say that to make permission, to give permission to men to do the same, then I'm happy to be the first person, okay? I just want to be clear. Anything happens to me, blame the Zionists. 1,000% blame the Zionists. Let that be my parting word.
Okay, so not Macron or something like that?
Think about what
they're
you
trying
just
to
said
shut you
here.
down. What?
Think
Right.
about what she just said to you. She's basically telling people that they don't have to rely on any evidence at all.
Yeah.
That I will just tell you, this here is the fact. You don't need any evidence at all. Just trust me, bro.
Yep. Book of Trust Me, Bro. That is a good description of Candace Owens and all her powerful research.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the J-Wit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.